What's poppin', y'all? This is Be Real, aka Dr. Green Thumb for BREALTV in the Smokebox with the legendary six-time champ, Brownville's own Zab Judah up in here, man.
You're ready, man. Thank you for having me,
man.
Word up.
I gotta say it's an honor to have you up in here. I've watched, like I was telling you before we got up in here, I've seen plenty of your fights, and man, one of the best to do it for sure.
I appreciate you.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you, man. And they just gave you an award just recently, right?
Yeah. They gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, when you're
It was pretty heavy too.
that's that's hella heavy right there, huh?
Yeah.
Did you ever foresee yourself getting something like that?
No. I mean, I'm a kid from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Poverty-stricken kid, you know, in projects. You know, none of this stuff is all surreal and it's all brand new for me, and I take it day by day.
Yeah. And I know that when people found out you were like, you know, a cannabis user, a connoisseur, and now advocate and shit like that. I know people were excited about that because I mean, you're someone who stood on a big platform, and more athletes are coming out saying, you know, this is what we want to use as our therapy, or you know, whatever, instead of over the counter drugs, or it helped preserve me through this time doing, you know, this particular sport. Like we had, like, you know, guys like Matt Barnes come and say, well, you know, I smoked all through my career, even through high school and shit like that, because it did this and that for me, you know. And it's cool to see, you know, more and more athletes come through and like they're like, yo, I fucks with this because it did this for me or that.
Well, for myself, the marijuana was a lifesaver. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but last year, June, I fought, which had happened to be my last fight. June 6th, I fought a guy by the name of Cletus Selden.
Yeah.
He was on PEDs, and you know, he tested and everything, and he put me in a coma. I went into a coma. I had to receive brain surgery. Well, I went from it didn't go like that. The night of the fight, I went to the coma. You know what I'm saying, for a couple of hours or one day. Then I came out of it, and I was released. I went back home. So from, let's say I fought June 7th, from June 8th until July 7th, I had a big explosion going on in my head. That was supposed to happen anytime. The reason why it didn't erupt and bust was because of the weed I was smoking. I kept having headaches, so I was smoking a lot of weed. Like, I didn't make shit. Only thing that made it go away was the weed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kept smoking. Long story short, one day, you know, June, this is fast forward to July 8th. Me and my girlfriend, we out one day shopping, we downtown. My head is killing me. Feel like somebody trying to come out this motherfucker. We was downtown where my doctor's at. He's a neuro doctor. I go to him, I say, yo, give me some pain medicine. He said, from scale, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, how bad is it? I said, it's bad. We got downstairs, take an x-ray of it. He said, let me get an x-ray of it. You know what I mean?
It was head trauma, pretty much.
He got an x-ray. He seen it. My head, he was like, we gotta have emergency brain surgery right now. And like, so I came to get pain pills and ended up getting emergency brain surgery. So it was crazy, you know. But
And the weed helped you through all that shit.
the weed helped me through it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, now they sending all the tests and studies and stuff out to some doctors and stuff to show them that, you know, they like, wow, this is good.
And they tried to pump the pharmaceuticals to you first, right?
Oh, they tried, but I wasn't with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More and more people are rejecting that shit because
Yeah.
they, you know, that it really doesn't. You know, we've repeated that in here, that it doesn't really like cure anything. It sort of suppresses the shit for a little while. But the longer you take it, you either become addicted to it or get damaged from somewhere else in your body behind all that shit, whether it be your liver or whatever. But more and more people have said, I'm using cannabis full blown, or I'm using CBD full spectrum, meaning it has THC in it as well as the CBD, and it's been like motherfuckers been swearing by it. And it's awesome that you hear these stories. I mean, it's unfortunate that we got to go through some of them, you know what I mean? But it just goes to show you, it helps you in every aspect of
life,
of your therapy, I think, man.
Man, listen, one thing Chris Tucker said, he said, God put this here, man, for me and you. Take advantage, man. Take advantage.
When did you first start smoking?
Oh, I'm new to smoking.
Oh, so you're new to it.
I started smoking like 38.
And you're what, 40?
I'm 42.
42 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, relatively new. What, like?
I love it though. I mean.
Do you like the heavy shit or like the sativas and stuff?
No,
like
I like the heavy shit. Sativa.
Well, I like that. You like the indicas then?
Right. I like sativa because it keep me going throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? But now I've learned to get through with the indicas. You know what I'm saying? So I smoke heavy indica, and I can function and keep going.
Let me ask you this. I mean, because you still train, obviously, for physical shit, right?
Right.
When you smoke, do you feel like it helps? It gives you like a hyper focus on the training, like pushing you a little bit further, or does it make you relax more and say, okay, I'll
Well, that's depending on the weed you smoke for that day.
Right.
See, with me, it go by the weed I smoked. If I come out and smoke a good sativa, I can go to the gym and bust out a good workout.
And you feel like you could spend a longer time focusing because your mind's in the zone at that point.
I can zone out. Right.
I think that's another thing.
I'm not saying try this at home, but kids ask your parents first.
But hey, listen, it's real shit though. A lot of people are like are saying that it gives you hyper focus on depending. Like if you can function while you smoke, if you're like one of those functioning stoners, as they say, right? It doesn't take away your ability to do shit. It doesn't fuck up your production. It actually gives you hyper focus to actually fixate on the fucking shit you're doing, whether it's training like something physical or it's something else. It's a trip that they don't do these kind of studies, like in terms of cannabis and how it affects people in that way. They do all these fucking felonious tests, but not anything on that level.
You gotta remember it just came out of the stages of not being a drug. You think about it, a couple years ago, like that weed, that's drugs. Put that away, you know what I mean? Like it was drugs. Now it's now they're realizing what it is, and it's a medicine now.
Yeah, you had a different understanding of it when in your early career. You didn't fuck with it, right?
Yeah, no.
You stood away from that shit. Pretty
much. 80s, I grew up around the 80s.
Yeah.
Late 70s. You know what I mean? So it's like I seen it was different. Yeah, that's a drug.
Yeah, the propaganda at that time was it was like a drug, like a hardcore drug, like all the other ones. But obviously, people are learning now that was the furthest thing from fucking truth.
Forest.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Who is there anybody in the boxing world right now that you're excited to see get down? Because I mean, with UFC, they've made some compelling fucking fights there, and it's all quick action. But I feel like boxing has now these generation of fighters that have brought it back to the days that like you had it, like it was exciting to watch. Because you had some exciting fights, bro.
Yeah, I like Devin Haney.
Yeah.
I like Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevens. Young guys, they fast, they bad.
What do you think of like those hybrid fights where now like UFC dudes are coming in and getting in boxing? Like the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. You know, it's a whole different fucking type of training, I think, because I think boxing, you know, it's longevity. You know, you guys go a whole lot more time in the ring, I think, you know, and their shit is maybe, you know, it's 3 long rounds, like it's 5 minutes, I think, right? Each of those rounds.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of training, but I think because you guys train more for endurance to go those long rounds, I think that's where the edge is, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, you know, being a boxer going 12 rounds, you gotta work out long hours
Fuck
and keep your body
That's a
used
lot.
to going for 36 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
That's a lot to put the body through.
Yeah. I remember I bring all the homies to the gym. FA, you know, my boy F came to the gym. You know, they hit the bag for 3 minutes. You know, somewhere in 2 minutes, they're like, "What the hell? Who messing with the clock?" You only went 30 seconds. They're like, no, it's got to be 10 minutes already. It's got to be.
I would imagine, you know, the training camps must have been a bitch, you know, because you got to be extra disciplined on that, from the diet to the fucking workout training to all that shit. You know, what was the average day like? How much training did you do in one day?
Oh, it's a lot. My day was like this. You wake up at 5 a.m. We get up. I probably get like a glass of water and a glass of water. No, yeah, a glass of water and a glass of water. And something else. A glass of water and like a drink.
Yeah, like a supplement or some shit.
And I would go running 3 miles. I would go running for 3 miles. Come back home, eat breakfast. Lay down. So this is like now it'd be like somewhere in the, going on 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going on 7. I'm eating breakfast, laying back down, lay down till like 9, get back up, bullshit a little bit. 12, 1 o'clock, I'm in the gym. Boxing gym from 1 o'clock to like 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? In the gym, do all my training, you know, sparring, all that kind of shit. Leave there, go home, lay down. Come back again nighttime at probably 8 o'clock, from like 8. Play basketball, do my running, do all that. Spend the clock, get back home, lay down, do that shit all again every day. You do that shit for 8 weeks.
It's like it's part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not just like it's not a temporary thing. It's like something you have to do as a boxer, as a fighter, right? I mean, it's you have the training camps, but you guys train also outside of the training camps.
Outside too, yeah. It's the lifestyle.
How many hours do you think you put in?
What you mean?
Like, you know, in boxing, like, you know, they say to perfect something that you do, you know, you most likely have put 10,000 hours into it or some shit like that.
I think I perfected it in 42 years.
Yeah, I mean, it takes
Like,
a while to
it's a
perfect
lifestyle.
anything.
You
I don't think you ever
Yeah.
really do, right?
Yeah,
But you
and,
strive to it,
Yeah. You know,
and you get close. Fuck yeah,
you can even be undefeated and not be perfect.
that's true.
Because
There's always something to learn. It's just that striving part. Who do you think taught you the most? You know, in terms of, you know, being in the ring, like from your influences and shit like that.
I learned a lot from being around Pernell Whitaker, Mike Tyson.
He was another two of the greatest right there. In their.
At a young age, I was out with both of those guys. We had a good time, so I learned a lot from both of them.
That's what's up, man. Hell yeah. And since you retired, what's been, you know, your main focus?
I do a lot of community work now. I don't know. I tell you, I'm running for district leader of Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know, just try to help clean up my community.
Yeah.
And you know, give them a shot and just hear some of, you know, going to the board meetings, listen to what the people want to hear. I mean, what the people want, what they need, and try to put it in the right perspective and make it happen.
It's another way of giving back.
100%.
And that's something.
That's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm only doing it so that I could clean up the community that I once, lived in.
Yeah.
That I once came from.
And are you? Do you intend to put a gym there?
Yep, we have a center for a gym. We got a whole blueprint, laid out.
I think that's important because I think when you give like a skill set to kids, like, and invest that time and giving them those tools, it sort of it opens doors for them later if it's something they take serious and it's like a passion to them, which it's gonna be for any of those kids that are really going to try and going to learn. It's one, providing them something that they can actually eat from later and build a life and career, and if it's something that they take serious, but it's an investment in those kids and that and their future and shit like that, man. And that's dope when cats like you come in and say, you know what, I'm gonna give the knowledge that took 40 years to accumulate right back to these kids right here, because I think it sharpens them and it gives them a fucking like a head start when you got a mentor like that.
100%, and that's my goal, man. It's no reason to say I learned all this stuff right now throughout the years and years of boxing and the 25 years that I put into the sport of boxing. I learned all this stuff and not give it back to the kids or give it back to somebody. Nah, that's selfish. I couldn't do it. No way.
Yeah, man, and I think they appreciate it, man. Like, because a lot of folks come from places that you don't have those type of mentors to pass on that kind of information or just to be a part of something, so that they're not doing other shit that they could get into in the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's really dope. And so you're doing something in the cannabis space too, right?
I'm working on it right now. On it, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get a strain and get everything out there and going, and we got big players in that market too.
Hell yeah. Is there any particular type of shit that you're gonna put out first? Like, are you gonna put out like pens of flour or concentrates, or is it just
well, that's my weed guy back there. My brother Hayes, what we got up our sleeve. Don't tell him everything, just give him a little piece.
We're gonna put on some flowers, vapes, CBD.
A little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah, stretch it out.
Stretched out. Hell yeah, man. When people come into the market, there's certain people that get embraced quickly because motherfuckers watch them, watch their careers or whatever, and they cheer for them. They cheer for them, you know what I mean? Like, they want them to win. I think you coming in to the cannabis lane, I think motherfuckers are gonna want you to win for sure, man.
I hope so.
I believe so.
And when he was telling the story about when he said that it saved him, you know what I mean? He's like really serious because the doctor said that
I got the scar to prove it.
That if he wasn't smoking the weed, that his brain would have been leaking at a faster pace.
Wow.
And he would have died.
So it slowed it down.
So the weed, the pressure in his head is what slowed down the leaking in his brain, and that's why he's sitting here right now.
Or else the pressure would have bust.
That's crazy, man.
And they have it all like as a study now. Like, cannabis saved that man's life.
See, that's crazy that the doctor would say that, because normally they wouldn't go out of their way to say that, because a lot of them are in with those pharmaceutical companies.
Well, my doctor is my guy.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's keep it real with me.
That's fucking dope, man, because most of them are on the hook to the pharmaceutical companies, so they couldn't tell you that, hey, keep smoking weed.
Right.
They were like, oh no, you need to be taking this because, this will alleviate this or that. and they're on the hook for that. But you know, it's good when you have your own personal doctor that looks out for you, that you fucking know.
Yeah.
And
Good thing, Dr. Cohen.
hey man, you know, that just goes to show there's more and more stories that, you know, people are coming with how cannabis like got them through something.
Right.
You know, and shit, I'm saying it's like it's one of the fucking greatest preservatives, man.
Fact.
You know, it keeps you straight.
Right.
I think so.
Take care of a lot of good things with people.
Hell yeah. You think New York City, you know, is open enough right now to open up like California or Colorado in terms of making legalization not only
already.
I believe so too, man. I mean, it's New York.
Let's go.
I think, man, I think New York would kill it if legalization hit there, medicinal and recreational. Because one, recreational, you guys out there got so many motherfucking tourists that come through there. And you know, most tourists are a lot of tourists are cannabis smokers, man, and they want it. So if you could get it in New York, man, motherfuckers would clean up, right? I think so.
You think about it on vacations when you want to smoke the most.
Yeah,
you know? I'm out of town. I gotta smoke. You know.
They cleaning up with the CBD in New York.
Yeah.
Right there in Manhattan on every
Let's
corner.
go.
Because I believe, you know, CBD is good for you, but I think too it's psychological for people who don't really smoke cannabis. They think they're smoking cannabis a little bit, so they feel like, you know, psychologically they feel affected, but really they're not, because it's not like potent cannabis or whatever. But man, when that shit hits out there, man, it's gonna be ridiculous. And I know they're ready. I mean, because it's
who's in charge of passing that
well, you know, people got to put it on, you know, the legislation. They got to fucking petition for it. They got to lobby for it.
I'm pretty sure it's up there, right?
And then people got to vote for it. Like when it goes through, and it's really about people that are, you know, I don't know what demographic it is out there, but realistically, most of those people in that demographic don't normally vote, and it takes for them to vote, even if just for that to affect that. Yeah. And most people be like, oh man, this is like a no-brainer. They should definitely fucking pass this through. Oh, we don't need to vote because that's so easy, right? So you sit on your hands basically and say, and leave it up to other people. But really the way to make it move is the people got to get involved and fucking go vote for when they have something on their fucking their ballot in their state that relates to cannabis. Like, you got to do the knowledge, because you could definitely get it passed. I mean, fuck, there's states that are getting it passed that, you know, are, you would never have thought, like Utah, for instance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
New York.
So yeah, how does Utah legalize before New York? I don't get that, but I think it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I it's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? And I know you'll be ready. You're gonna open up a shop. You're gonna open up a shop when it happens out there.
100%. 100%.
Hell yeah, man. That would be crazy. Well, when you open up a shop down there, you gotta let me know. I will come represent.
Pulling up. Let's go.
Buy some of the first jar or bags, whatever, that's up in there. I remember back in the day, you know, going up there and hanging out with the brand Nubians. They were, you know, they were from New Rochelle, but they would get their weed up in Harlem, up on 120 something, and you got these small little ass bags for a whole lot of money, you know, from a little slot in what you thought was like an important, you know, like, but it was some good Afghani. And it was a trip to see that, because that was a whole different operation than what was going down in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had some of those brownstones carved out, and, you know, trapdoor style shit, and serving like those little ass fucking Afghani bags in there. It was a whole different experience. Yeah. Did I mean, I'm sure y'all experienced that, right? Coming from Yeah. It's a whole different.
I seen it, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't back then.
Yeah, because you weren't smoking back then. Yeah.
Nowhere near. I was training and fighting.
It's crazy, man. It's a trip to see what it's turned into and the possibilities going forth. Because I mean, it seems
big
like
now.
Yeah, it's obviously more people have opened their mind and embraced it.
Yeah.
All the good aspects.
People understand it now. They're like, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think because there's more education, and I think the other thing is when cats like you come out and say, listen, this shit worked for me because, and the stories that you guys tell, and because they're impactful, especially to the fans of you who now have, families and shit like that, they spread the word like that. They spread the gospel and
keep it real.
And they spread the gospel and they support, and I think that's key, man. And I think you're gonna see more people coming in. Like when we had Mike in here, I mean, that shit blew people's minds. I mean, because I know he has the hot box and shit like that, but when we put him in here in this situation, people were like, they were tripping, and he was telling us a story about how he was, he was smoking weed all the time, but not in training camp, right? But the one that he did was with Andrew Galata. And he was smoking even on like the day of the fight or something like that. And he said that's when he felt the best out of any other time that he was in the ring. And that, so I could imagine.
I gotta go watch this thing.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, if you trip on that, because it's a story none of us knew. He didn't necessarily tell that story. Oh yeah, I was high. I was fucking training while I was stoned. And yeah, he really beat the shit out of Andrew Galata. Yeah. that was a trip.
I fought that night.
Yeah, you fought that night, right?
Same night in Detroit.
What was like, because you were the champ and shit, you won. You had 6 titles. What was it like going from the fucking room up into the ring? Like, what was your mindset?
First of all, I won the championship of the world 6 different times.
6. That's what I'm saying. 6 different times.
I had 16 titles. What was the what?
What was your mindset coming from the back to the ring?
Different fights, different nights, different things.
Yeah.
Always strategizing how about the win.
Trying to see the fight before,
right.
Before it happens.
A lot of times you visualize the wins way before you get in the ring.
You pretty much have to see it, right?
Yeah. Well, not have to see it. A lot of times, sometimes it didn't show up what was really gonna happen until it happened. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't think this was gonna happen. Yeah. I got a lot of knockouts.
Yeah.
That I was like, I ain't thinking about that. Like, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Night. I was like, oh, I thought I train hard, like go long fights, short.
It always felt good to get those type of fights off, though, because it's like something that you didn't expect, and it just all came together, right?
Yeah, but you never know when that fight gonna come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like everything's working.
Right. They don't always happen. Like sometimes you get in there, don't shit work.
Who do you felt that it all came together for you? Like it was like, like you felt like it was your best performance.
I don't know. Probably one of my early, Mickey Ward.
Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fought Mickey. I mean, that was one of my.
And he had a lot of hype on him.
No, not even hype. No, later for hype. He was tough.
He was tough. he had a lot of great fucking fights.
Yeah, and this is before the Gotti fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Gotti. It's my brother, but this is before they fights. Before they fought, I caught the young young, strong Mickey boy. You know, he
Yeah.
was stopping guys, and
Yeah.
I was the young spring chicken, and everybody was like, nah, don't take that fight. Nah, he's seasoned.
Yeah.
I only had like 15 fights.
You were pretty much stepping it up, taking that fight.
Yeah, and everybody said this
is some
this
real
could
shit
make
right
you
here.
or break you. Like if you win it, okay, kudos to you. But if you lose it,
right,
you in the trunk. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So
because he was doing things.
Yeah.
But you were doing things too. Shit.
But I had that Brownsville mentality.
That's right.
It's not gonna happen. I need this. You know, I know you good, but hold on. Catch the next bus.
Catch the next bus. And that he did. He caught the next one.
Yeah,
He didn't catch
exactly.
that one.
Exactly. That's my guy.
Hell yeah, man. It's I mean, it's an art, man, and sometimes it all just comes together. But you train for it meticulously, and the repetitive nature of it, it's like second nature to you at some point, right? Going by, you have a plan, but sometimes it's instincts take over, right?
100%. 100%. A lot of times the plan that you work on don't go right.
And you have to change it up.
You gotta fight and change up in the middle of a second. And be ready, you know what I mean? That's why I would tell people where a lot of great fighters are good at. You know what I'm saying? Being able to switch it in the split of a second.
See what's not working and flip it.
Right. And adjust right to it and keep it going smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's
a
not
lot of guys can't do it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys can't do it. A lot of guys can do it.
Yeah. And you see that too. I think that's what makes a lot of the fighters special when they're able to see that and adapt. I think those are the guys that are like on the pathway to being champs, you know, if they stay on the right course. And I mean, because it's discipline, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Got to be focused on what you're doing.
Yeah, and you got to choose to do it, right? Like nobody could make you do it.
Listen, everybody in boxing, we signed up for this job.
Right.
You sign up for boxing. You want to box. You know what I'm saying? You play basketball. You play baseball. You play tennis. You play hockey. You play soccer. You do not play boxing.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
No, that's not. Yeah, you're not playing that shit. That is a fight.
It's a sport that you can check out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta. If you're gonna play it, play it. Play it the right way.
What fight would you want to see right now that you think would be like a great fight for people to see?
I think the Earl Spence Terrence Crawford fight.
Yeah.
That happened.
That'd be action right there.
They gonna fight. Them boys fight.
That's gonna be some action right there.
They fight.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad to see that there are still really fucking good fights popping off, man.
Yeah. Heavyweight, I think Wilder got that.
Say what?
I said heavyweight.
Yeah.
Who you like?
Oh, heavyweight, man. Shit. Wilder, man.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more than all right. But, it's...
He the only one. Nobody can mess with him.
Yeah, I don't see anybody fucking with him for a while. He's got it seems that he's got his game tight. Like, he actually uses his reach and he's fast. He's
solidified right now.
Yeah, I think so. It's yeah. I mean, the other homie, what was the other guy? He fought Andy the Destroyer. Shit, I can't remember.
Joshua?
Yeah, Joshua.
I did Joshua, yeah.
I mean, people were hyped on him for a second until he lost that fight with Andy.
Right.
That, we'll see.
I like him too.
Yeah, he's.
I like him. I think the truth.
Yeah. What you think they're gonna after the Fury fight? You think they're gonna set up that fight with Joshua and Wilder? They have to, right?
This is boxing, baby. This is boxing. The best gotta be the best.
Yeah,
I agree. That's what makes you great. You know what I mean? It could be anybody's night on any given day. You know what I mean? You just gotta work hard.
Who were your favorite fighters growing up? like to watch?
My favorite guys that I idolized in boxing was Pernell Whitaker, Mike Tyson, Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler, man, he has some really great fights.
And Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh yeah, I mean those are all legends right there. And
I took a little bit from everybody and made myself.
Remixed it all.
Yeah,
brought your own style to it.
Yeah. My guys.
I mean, I think that's what takes boxers to another level when they're students of the game like that, right? And you see the certain shit that worked for everybody, and you somehow incorporate your way of doing that.
Right.
You bring to the table something different right there, and so someone has to study you to get that part, and that's a lot of studying right there.
I think in boxing, man, you gotta be different.
Yeah.
Nowadays, to be good and break record, you gotta come with something different.
Yeah.
The market is set. I mean, we put a lot of stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like we didn't. Now but this is what records are made for, to be broken.
Yeah. They got they got to sell tickets, so they got to fucking pump up the fights more. Do you notice that's a different in fights now where like the like at the weigh-ins where they're extra on the shit talking to each other, you know what I'm saying? Or is that something that just it happens organically?
It happened, man. I mean, who am I to say it's bad or good? I mean, I don't have fights at press conferences and push fighters, all kind of. I mean, it's emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's even when some people are not an emotional person, you just fire off.
Yeah, because you're gonna square up.
Yeah,
it's soon, right?
Yeah, I remember one time I was in a weigh-in and I was downstairs from we was going upstairs where the weigh-in was at, but we was downstairs filling out paperwork. And the guy that I was fighting, I would fill out paper down, and I stood up. He's standing in my face, looking at me. Standing there,
trying to intimidate.
Yeah, he was saying something in Spanish. He walked up on me, and next thing I know, I felt his nose touch my nose, and I'm like, man, why is his nose like? The press conference is upstairs, and we down here, and
yeah, he was being extra.
You know what I'm saying? I took one step back and short pivot. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Which was at the time myself, it was the right thing I'm doing. Boom, get off me, you know what I'm saying? But it was dumb. You know what?
Well, you felt he was in your space though.
No, yeah, right. All that was good, but I broke his jaw and the fight was off. Fucked all the money up. It was over. So I was tight. I mean, it wasn't a situation where I meant to do it. You know what I'm saying?
It just happened.
It was a reaction. But now throughout life, now you learn this is now that I'm on that side of the game, and I'm promoting fights and putting fights on, or on the business side of the business now, I don't take risk like that no more.
Right. No, and you can't. And I think it's important, like how you pass that knowledge on to the younger fighters that you fuck with, you know what I mean? So they don't fuck up their bag, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because I mean, you got to pass it on, and so
facts.
that those mistakes don't repeat themselves through others, right?
Facts.
Hell yeah, man.
Can't hold a game, man. Let the game go. Gotta share the game, man.
Because you can still work the game even if you giving someone knowledge of it,
Yeah.
It doesn't ever stop. Right? It just sometimes evolves or transitions to something else. Right? So before you were soaking up the game, now you're giving the game to younger folks that were in your position at one time.
Sharing the game, man.
That's awesome.
Share the game with the kids.
That's awesome, man. It's like smoking weed, man. Motherfuckers be like, passing the weed around, sharing it. And the weed karma's always there. It always comes back. You know what I'm saying? That's the same shit in life, man. When you give back, it comes back. Because I mean, I know, from when you were in the spotlight and fucking, in the prime, there's a whole lot of shit happening, and things can, you know, either go off the rail or fucking, you know, twist around and shit like that. And it takes a lot to get centered with all that shit happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to see how, you know, you've got your shit moving right now after retirement and all that, man. Oh yeah.
Most sounds the greatest.
Blessings, man. Hell yeah. What you got cracking next?
This film stuff. You know, I'm going hard on my next project right now. It's gonna be a series. I'm shooting about Kanazi, Brooklyn. It's called The Floss.
What's it about? Or what can you tell us about it?
It's gonna be See, I can't even tell you that's gonna go out.
Right, yeah. You know what? Don't give it out. Just, you know, The Floss.
You guys gotta watch it.
When's it dropping?
It should be out by the summer.
You know, like, how did it feel like doing that sort of project?
Pretty good. Right now, currently, I got a show. I got a project that we're doing now out right now. It's called The Boxer's Wife.
Cause I mean, that's a whole different game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of athletes, well, back from that time, probably had the end game like, okay, what do I do after boxing? Some did, and I think some probably don't have a clue because you're a warrior and this is what you do. But, you know, you see, and you're one of the examples that you can get into other aspects.
Oh yeah, you have to
of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just because you retire, life doesn't stop.
Yeah, life doesn't stop.
No, you gotta keep it going.
Yeah.
No joke. Yeah.
Do you, like, obviously because you're a competitor, do you, like, whatever you go into now, you obviously put forth that same sort of effort into the film shit, right?
Oh my God, this is why right now I'm jabbing at them. Coming out right now, I'm doing the jab. I'm feeling them all. When I bang that left hand, watch.
It's gonna fucking snap the neck
Boom!
out.
Let me bring the hook back. It's over. It's night. You know what I'm saying? But watch. Right now, I'm jabbing. Combination coming real soon.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I want to thank you for taking the time, for jumping in the box and shit.
Up, man. Appreciate that.
And getting down with us. You know, like I said, we got some flavors right here in the bag. We got Plum Loco and Butter Cake from our dispensaries.
Oh, dope.
It's, you know, you'll enjoy these if you like the exotic flavors. You'll fuck with that, man. Let them know where they can find you.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram at Zab Judah. ZabJudah, and then you can find me on Twitter. That's Super Judah, SuperJudah. You know,
that's what's up.
Kicking it.
Before we go, what's your favorite strains you like to smoke, or do you not get into the strain?
Oh yeah, I get into the strain. I love strain. I love the birthday cake.
Birthday cake. That's a good cake.
Crazy. And probably, I don't know if it go together, the marathon.
The marathon, yeah.
Yeah,
that's good shit. And do you do dabs?
No, I don't do that.
No dabs?
No dabs.
I
just do flower.
I know a DJ whose name was Zab Judah.
Zab Judah. If I start dabbing, then y'all know what I'm going with.
Yeah, that shit is heavy, I tell you. You know, once in a while we do them here, but you know, that shit is heavy.
Yeah, that shit is too strong.
It's that knock, man. If you just want to lay back for the day, go ahead and do a dab. But I would say, and this is what I would tell anybody watching, do a low temp dab. Don't do a hot one. Do a low temp. You know what I mean? If you got an e-nail, you can dial it in and it'll be perfect every time. Or if you do a torch, let that shit cool down like 50 seconds or so, and you know, then take your hit so that you can get the flavor and then you could get the punch and it's not too crazy. Because if you do a hot dab, that shit is man, nah, that's not the business. Anyway, man, thank you. It's been an honor for you dropping it once again.
Oh my God.
You know, F.A. and Hayes back there, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. That's what's up. This has been another Smokebox. Leave comments, subscribe to the channel. Fuck with my man Zab Judah, you know what I'm saying? One of the realest ones right here.
Tap in, man.
Word up. Stay blazing.
a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius. Fly with the heighten, all your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes, I got pre-rolls.